Have you ever lacked confidence and felt like you're not enough?
Whether you are building a business or building a family or just trying to build like a piece of IKEA furniture, that will test your confidence.
For sure.
Right? Do you doubt that you have what it takes? Do you ever feel like I'm just not enough? Friend, stay tuned. This video is just for you. Hey there, we are Chris and Megan Rhea from No Small Life, and recently we were at a wedding.
Yeah, we were.
We were at a wedding, guys, and we actually had a responsibility at this wedding.
Pretty big responsibility.
It was pretty big.
You know, if you take levels of responsibilities, this was pretty gigantic.
I want you to picture wedding dessert, okay? Not like we were in charge of baking that, because that would be disastrous.
We don't bake.
This does not bake, guys. Please send us cookies. But this couple was very cool. They didn't want to do the cake thing. You know, it's kind of like this new thing. Do what you want. Have brownies. They wanted cookies.
Cookies.
They wanted cookies.
Who doesn't like a good cookie?
What's your favorite cookie?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Oh. Do you like to throw oatmeal or a nut or anything else in that chocolate chip cookie?
No, you would ruin it.
Cookie?
You would ruin it.
Ruin it. That's such a strong statement. So back to the dessert. This couple entrusted us to pick up their bridal dessert, right? The wedding dessert, these cookies. So
200 cookies.
200 cookies.
Not just any cookie.
No.
They were from a chain. We're not going to say the name.
We're not going to say the name.
It's not Crumble Cookie.
No.
But we're not going to say the name of this other chain that's similar to them.
We will not throw this chain under the bus.
We're not going to do that.
No. So Chris and I, we're in our wedding gear. We're looking
Our
good.
wedding gear.
Right? We're all spiffed up, right? We're in this very urban downtown area. We witnessed the wedding. It was beautiful. It was,
beautiful.
I mean, precious. These two are so in love. We had the honor of doing a premarital coaching, and so it just made it even more special to us. Side note, if you need premarital, we will put a link down below. You definitely want to check out our course in coaching. Anyways, back to the story. So we leave the wedding. We go, we drive, we put the GPS in. We're driving in this downtown area that we are not familiar with. That's Chris driving. We pull up, and I look out the window and go, this can't be right. Because, guys, I'm looking at the receipt. I'm looking at the address.
These cookies were paid for in advance.
Paid for in advance. Yeah. All we got to do is go in there and pick them up, put them in our Jeep, and head back to the venue, set them up, make them look pretty. The storefront is black. There is no
lights were all off.
Lights on in the storefront. And we're like, what in the world? So we go up to the front door. There is a taped note, typed up note on the front door, we have a picture of that, which in essence says, I'm so sorry for any inconvenience. I quit the morning staff.
That's it.
I'm sorry. What?
Doors are locked. Lights are off. This note on the door. And now we have no cookies.
The dessert hour is happening in an hour.
Yes.
We need 200 cookies and the store is black. We're like, what are we going to do?
So we start scrambling. She starts calling some people. I start calling some stores. She calls another one of those same chain stores that we're not going to mention, but you might have seen it in the note. But she starts calling. I'm calling the competitors. I'm trying to figure out, can we get cookies? No one I called could turn them around that fast. Right. We can't do 200 cookies in the next hour or two.
So I'm on the phone with just some poor innocent worker from another store. She's like, I'm going to try to help you. And I'm like, okay, but can you help real fast? Because we gotta get these cookies.
We need cookies.
So she wasn't sure. So what did we do? I put the call in, and maybe she's gonna call us back, maybe she's not. So I said, Chris,
I didn't have confidence in it.
No. I'm like, we got to find a Costco. Like, that is the only place that can give us 200 ready-made cookies. We'll make it look pretty. We just won't tell the bride and groom at this point. Find me a Costco, sir.
And I was like, well, this really isn't our problem. Maybe we should just say, hey, we can't do this. But she was not going to take that.
It's their wedding day. You can't just be like throwing, white flag on your wedding day.
We went to pick up the cookies. They weren't there. What do you want us to do?
Solve the issue.
My wife, the problem solver, the driven person that she is, and sincere person, we went and found a Costco 30 minutes away.
30 minutes away in rush hour in a urban downtown city, okay? So we drive a half hour, we pull into the parking lot. I'm not kidding you. We pull into the parking lot of the Costco. I get a phone call. It's the manager from the store that we just came from.
Yeah.
Right? 30 minutes away. She said, I just got here. I just turned on the ovens. I am so sorry this person quit.
Didn't tell anyone.
Didn't tell anybody.
Just walked out.
Just walked out with a note on the door, like that's okay. And said, I just turned these ovens on. I'm going to put the cookies in right now. I will bake all 200 of them right now and drive them to your venue within 45 minutes. Guys, this lady was a hero. This lady was a customer.
She made it right.
She made it right. So what did we do? We drove back to the venue.
Drove back to the venue. So it was an hour that we did nothing. Half hour to Costco, half hour back.
We practically,
Stress.
I was a little sweaty. But she called me when they got to the venue. I met her around the back. We carted in these cookies, plated them up, and no one was the wiser.
Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Hero.
No, the manager was the hero, truly.
She was the villain and then turned into the hero. Let's put it that way. So what do we learn from this story? Well, we want to take a minute and unpack this story from the worker's point of view. The one who walked out and quit. What can we learn from that person? Because let's be honest, sometimes life feels overwhelming and we want to quit.
Yeah.
We want to give up. We want to walk out. I can't deal with these kids anymore. I can't deal with this spouse anymore. I can't deal with my job anymore. I can't deal with this business anymore.
Right.
I want out. We want to do what this worker did. We want to put a sign on the door and we want to say,
see ya.
Sorry, I'm done. So what do we do when we're overwhelmed with life, not feeling enough, not feeling like we're going to be successful enough in this life? What do we do?
Yeah, so when you find yourself just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you don't have what it takes, and honestly dealing with some of that imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah.
Do I have the right to be here? Am I a fraud? All of those things that we wrestle with, what do? You remind yourself that you have what it takes to create a life you love.
That's right.
You have what it takes. Your life is not small, friend.
No.
And typically our overwhelm isn't about who we are. It's about being afraid of who we're not.
Whoa, mic drop. Say that again.
Typically our overwhelm, I better read this, isn't about who we are. It's about who we're afraid that we're not.
So to go back to our story, this worker comes into work one day. Maybe she sees an order for 200 cookies for a wedding. Maybe she sees all these orders. Maybe the phone's ringing like crazy. Maybe she had a bad day or he had a bad day.
Right.
Maybe, who knows what was going on. They obviously were overwhelmed with life. And they looked at all these tasks and they weighed it against how they felt that day.
Right.
And they said, I don't have what it takes. I can't get this job done.
Right. And honestly, how many times have we all felt the same thing? Right? As flustered as I was in that moment, my heart went out to this person.
Right.
Right? Because we've all been in a situation like, I don't think I have what it takes. Now, maybe we haven't bailed on our job or bailed on our responsibility, but we've had that internal dialogue. And to go that far, my heart honestly broke for that person. Because honestly, the truth is, friend, you have what it takes.
Yes.
You might not feel like you do, but as we know, our feelings lie to us.
Yeah, their feelings were lying to them that day.
Yeah.
And they followed their feelings instead of doing what was right and what they knew to be true, and understanding that they had a job to do, that they were getting paid to do, and they had what it takes to do that. They bought the lie that they weren't enough.
Yes.
And really, this person just needed to remind themselves of the truth, that they had what it took to win at work that day if they wanted to.
So there's a couple questions you need to ask yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed, right? The first is, what feels challenging right now? Really drill down on it, because sometimes we just feel overwhelmed and it's not defined, you know?
Right.
And you have to ask yourself, do I need more clarity or do I need more action?
Ooh.
Clarity is this, the freedom from ambiguity, right?
Yes.
When things are just overwhelming and kind of out there floating in space, you haven't really defined what it takes to get a win in, you know,
Whatever
the area
yeah.
of life, right? You just need more clarity. Or do you need more action, more repetitive behavior over and over
Roll
and
up the
again,
sleeves, baby.
right? And just gaining confidence in that area. You have what it takes. You know what to get there, but you're just doubting your abilities to do it. Sometimes you just have to jump in, take action, and do the next thing to get that rhythm, that muscle of confidence going.
Yeah. And I think that's what happened to the person in our story,
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
They get to work that day. Maybe they lacked clarity on some of the orders that they had or what their job was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else didn't show up and they were all alone.
It was the first time they ever had to bake the cookies by themselves. I don't know. Maybe.
Right? Like when you feel overwhelmed, a lot of times it's
Yeah.
you feel alone.
Yes, that's it.
And so what Megan's saying is it more, do you need more clarity? Do you need help? Do you need more people? Do you need to let some people know this is how you can help me in this season so I don't feel alone?
Right.
Do you need more action? Do you need to say, you know what? I'm just going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to roll up my sleeves.
Get out of my own way.
I'm gonna get to work and I'm gonna get this thing done because I know I'll feel better when it's done.
Yeah.
I guarantee if that worker would have rolled up their sleeves and took some action, just said, I'm going to knock these jobs out, they probably wouldn't have had to walk out that.
Yeah, they probably would still have a job and feel good about it.
So is it clarity or action for you?
What is it, friend? You know, babe, you hit on something so good that I don't want to just gloss over, and it's that person felt alone. You know, and I think so many times when we feel isolated, it's easy to buy our own narrative and really believe that we're a fraud because we don't have it all together. We're a fraud if we need to ask for help or need more information or need other people. When guys, nothing could be further from the truth. We need other people because that's part of our design. You know, in preparation for this, I came across this article about imposter syndrome, which you may have heard that word floating around. It resonates. I feel it a lot. You know, I'm sure you feel it too. Yeah, just in different arenas. Do you ever feel like that with like ministry or pastoring?
Sure.
You know, you feel like if I don't have it all together, people are looking at me and then I must be a fraud. No, you're human. And this article, I thought was an interesting quote. It says, people rarely share their insecurities because they fear being exposed as a fraud. But it can be helpful to talk about your self-doubt with others who know you and get their perspective. Having a support system to remind you of your strengths and accomplishments can be very effective in overcoming imposter syndrome. Friend, you are not a fraud. And you don't have to do this whole thing alone.
We forget we're human beings.
Yes.
We forget we're human beings. Like we have grace for other people, but not for ourselves.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And we forget that God never asked us to be perfect.
Right.
In fact, he said, cast your cares on me because I care for you.
Yeah.
He wants us to lay things down at his foot so that he can take some of the stress off of us. And so we forget we're human beings and no one's asking us to be perfect,
Right.
but us. So you may feel like the things that you're going through, they're not that important. They're not that significant.
Right.
It's just 200 cookies. But to the person waiting for those cookies, to the bride and groom
That have dreamed about their wedding day dessert and handpicked each kind of cookie they were going to get, it's a big deal.
it's a big deal to them.
Yeah.
And so you need to know that people are waiting for the cookies that you are going to bake. Not literally.
Right.
Well, maybe literally.
I'm not baking any cookies anytime soon.
Right. But people need what you have to offer.
Yes.
It might not seem like a big deal to you. I'm just a cookie maker. But to the people that need to know what you know,
Yes.
need to have what you have,
Yeah.
need to learn from your wisdom,
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
It's time to not play small in those areas that's been entrusted to you. Don't play small in your gifts or your responsibilities. You can take yourself seriously. You have what it takes. You've been appointed. You're there on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. You've got this.
That's a lot of purpose.
It's a lot of purpose. Lastly, friend, we would be irresponsible if we told you that if you truly are in a season that you're like, I need to quit something. There is too much on my plate. I have said yes one too many times, and it's time for something to go so I can go all in on another thing. It's okay to quit sometimes.
It's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no. It is godly to say no, okay? There's no shame in that. But when you do need to quit something, if you do need to press pause on something, do it with wisdom and kindness, and do it in a way that you would want to be quit on. I don't know, to receive, right?
Maybe don't just walk out on the bride and groom the day of the wedding.
Don't,
you know what I mean?
Don't just leave a note on the door and quit the cookies, okay? There's gonna be a lot of people disappointed. Do it kindly, do it with wisdom. But if that's not your season, it's time to keep going.
So get some clarity, roll up them sleeves, take some action, because you have what it takes to create a life you love, to be a success in this world. We all feel overwhelmed sometimes.
Yeah, guys.
We all feel like we don't have what it takes sometimes. But that's part of being a human being. And the truth is, with God, with the people around you, you do have what it takes. You have what it takes to overcome this overwhelm and regain more confidence to live a life you absolutely love. So that's all we have on this topic. But now we need to take you to the next part of this video, a segment we've been adding in lately, which is
favorite thing of the week.
Megan, what is your favorite thing of this week?
Well, Chris Rhea, it's something very small, guys. Can you see that? Can you see this right here? This is a coffee frother. It is on sale on Amazon for like $5-ish right now. And y'all,
5-ish?
Yeah. If you want to, do you put milk in your coffee?
I don't.
Well,
I'm a purist. Drink it black.
So I put almond milk in my coffee, and I like it to feel like a latte, right? You feel like you're bougie. So you're gonna take this. You go. In the mornings, this is all I do, and my coffee's frothed. And then all I have to do, I don't have to wash a huge clunky thing. You just wash this little guy, throw it right back in the drawer. Done.
Done.
Less than, I think it's $6 right now. So I'll put a link down below. You will love this thing. What are you loving this week, Chris Rhea?
Whoa, not that. I am loving this wallet. So my brother gave this to me as a gift. And the truth is, I'm not a wallet guy.
Okay, can I just show the people your previous wallet?
It's a rubber band.
Guys.
I literally just put a couple credit cards, my license, and some cash around a rubber band.
Oh!
And I like it.
There you go.
You're having way too much fun over there
with your previous wallet. I know.
But my brother got me this. What I like about it is very sleek.
It is.
Very smooth. So it doesn't feel clunky in your pocket. And then what you do is you just go like that, and the cards pop up. Hit this button, cards pop up.
Look at you.
Cards pop up. So you can then just pick out whatever card you need, pay. If it's your license, it's in there, you put it in there, put it back, and then it has this little strap for cash, if you put cash in there. I don't have any cash right now, but that's where you would put it, right there. So this is what I'm loving this week.
I love it, baby.
So that's all we have for you today. If you haven't yet subscribed, we'd love to have you subscribe, or maybe share this video with someone you think it might help.
Yeah. And just a reminder, No Small Life is a nonprofit. We love to bring you this content every week, and the only way we get to do that is by the help of our generous donors. So if you would like to donate or partner with us at No Small Life, you can do that at nosmalllife.me/donate.
And lastly, if you are married, we have a marriage course. We have a membership experience that is very inexpensive, less than a date to get our membership experience.
Sure.
We also have a marriage course and coaching program. It's all on our website, makelovework.me.
Links for everything will be down below.
Check it out. Remember to have a great day today, and your life, it's not small.
See you later, guys.